Good morning. Welcome all. Now this is a new project based on Arduino. Let us go through the components. In this, the components which we are going to use is an LED, a potentiometer, and a resistor. I hope up till now you are familiar with the components and its details. The board which we are using is Arduino Uno, and we are going to use breadboard for making the connections. Now in this particular circuit, we are going to regulate the brightness of an LED using potentiometer and Arduino Uno. So let us make the connections first. So I am going to take the potentiometer, place it on the breadboard. I am going to place my LED on the breadboard, and resistor I am going to use a 220 ohm resistor. 220 ohm resistor. Okay. Now let us make the connections. First I'll connect the rails. So I'm connecting 5 volt to the positive rail so that I easily get the connections there on the breadboard. So give it red. I generally use this color code. Connected ground. So this is black color. Okay. So these are the basic two connections which I will be requiring to give power to my components. So now this entire rail is positive, whereas this entire rail is negative. So this is all 5 volts, where this is all ground. Now let us make the connections. So let us focus on potentiometer. So number one, potentiometer has three terminals, terminal 1, wiper, and terminal 2. So I am going to connect terminal 1 to 5 volts. So as we know, all these holes are connected in column way, column minus. So I am going to connect this to 5 volts, and I am going to connect terminal 2 to ground. So I hope you have understood this circuit, that I have connected these two terminals, and one is to 5 volts and another is to ground, so that to activate the potentiometer. Now wiper, that is the central terminal, which is the terminal which decides the regulation of potentiometer. Wiper I am going to connect to analog pin of Arduino A0. So let us take the wiper. I will make this blue. Okay. So I hope you have understood the connections which made for potentiometer. Now let us connect the LED. Let us bring the LED into the circuit. So LED has two terminals, anode and cathode, as you can see. So I am connecting one pin of anode to digital pin number 9. I can connect it to it also, no matter. Still I selected 9, no worries. So this is anode connected to digital pin number 9. Then I am going to take a resistor. I will rotate that resistor first. It's a 220 ohm resistor. Resistor is a passive device, so you can connect it in any manner. Doesn't have a positive or negative. So this end is connected to the digital pin 9, whereas the cathode end, that is the negative end, through resistor. So you can see this connection is through the resistor. It is connected to ground. So ground is black. So my connections are ready. So these are my connections. You can go through the connection once. It's on your screen. Now let us see the program or the code. Yeah. Now let us observe the code and let us try to understand. I hope the screen is visible. So I have declared a constant integer potPin. So this is a variable and I've given the value A0, means potPin is connected to analog 0 on the Arduino. Similarly, LED pin, that is LED pin variable, is connected to pin number 9. So if you connect it to pin number 8, you will put 8 here in that way. So first step is done. Second step, pin mode. So up till now you must be familiar that pin mode is used to declare the pin, whether it is input or output. Now in our project or in our today's circuit, potentiometer is going to be our input. That means we are going to rotate the potentiometer. So that is our input, which we are going to get on A0, and based on that we are going to get the output on LED, that the brightness is going to dim or we are the increase or decrease. So LED becomes our output, whereas potentiometer becomes our input. So pot pin is our input and LED pin is our output. Now once we set the pins, let us move to the loop, void loop. In that, pot value. So in pot value I have declared a new integer named pot value. So in pot value I want whatever reading I get in analog pin. So when I change the regulator, the value which I need to read is on A0. So the function uses analogRead, and what pin or which pin it is going to read, it is going to read potPin. So potPin, that is this variable which is on A0. So potPin is being read next, and that particular value will be taken into pot value. Similarly, brightness, new variable brightness, and the function which I am using is map. So map pot value. Okay, so this is the pot value. Then 0 and 1023. This is the minimum and maximum range for declaring. I'll just reduce the size. Okay. So map function pot value 0, 1023, 0 to 255, and last analogWrite. analogWrite LED pin brightness. So this is the brightness variable which is going to be used here. So we have used various functions here: pinMode, analogRead, map, and analogWrite. Now let us see how the program works. I'm going to close the code so that you can see it properly. Yeah, start the simulation. Yeah, so as you can see, right now my LED is glowing, and if I rotate the potentiometer, it dims out. Okay. So again, you can see the brightness increasing. I'll zoom that out for you. Okay, so I'll put all the connections explanation in the chat box, in the description box. I'll also put the code there for you people so that you can use it in your program. I hope this was exciting for you. So let us see you in the next program. I request all of you to kindly subscribe to my channel and please like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks for your time.